you've posted some messages about Charlie Kirk on your Instagram, which we're going to show here. One is a post that's a parody of a Jubilee debate. I'm doing one of these myself soon, titled Charlie Kirk versus Bullet. Can one bullet to the neck outsmart one conservative? Well, that was a short watch. Number 2 is a mocked up promotion poster called Kirk and Twerk at Neck of the Woods and hashtagged both Charlie Kirk and his widow. And the third was an image of a sunrise titled God Works in Mysterious Ways with the hashtag Charlie Kirk killing and praying hands.
Wait, is that him?
And his widow. And the third was an image of a sunrise.
Wait, was he the, sorry,
God Works in Mysterious Ways with the hashtag.
Fuck me.
One is a post that's a parody of a Jubilee debate. I'm doing one of these myself soon, titled Charlie Kirk versus Bullet. Can one bullet to the neck outsmart one conservative? Well, that was a short watch. Number 2 is a mocked up promotion poster called Kirk and Twerk at Neck of the Woods and hashtagged both Charlie Kirk and his widow.
Oh my!
And the third was.
I'm sorry. This is more edgy than Destiny's tweets, dude. This is 100%. This is 100% edgier than Destiny's, like any one of Destiny's fucking statements. This is base as fuck, dude. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. This guy's based. This based alert. Based alert.
Image of a surprise. Okay. A sunrise titled God Works in Mysterious Ways with the hashtag Charlie Kirk killing and praying hands as an emoji. And you're laughing as I show these. Why do you find this funny?
Oh.
Well, let me just say that I actually am a big advocate for dark humor. And I happen to have gotten a bit of a taste of that over the last, I don't know, maybe decade or so.
This is such a great, oh my God. Okay. This isn't Destiny's position. I don't think this is Destiny's, well, not Destiny's primary position, but it seems like his position is comedy is back. Okay, please go this angle. Please. This is another angle that you need to attack from. This is another angle you need to attack from, okay? Like the whole like, oh, humor is back, right? Oh yeah, dark humor is back, right? It isn't comedy legal again, right? He needs to
when it came to the right, and their memes of George Floyd. Happy birthday being sober for 5 years. When it came to their memes of Breonna Taylor, when it came to their memes of Trayvon Martin, the Trayvon challenge, right? When it came to their memes of Tamir Rice. So I don't know what the issue is.
All good examples. Yes.
Engaging in this.
Yes. Yes. That's all the examples I want.
Such in the freedom of.
Wait, hold on. No, I didn't even know the right wing like made fun of all of these people, but I'm pretty sure he has examples of it. I know George Floyd, yes, but like, yes, he just named off like 50 people. Yes. Okay.
Speech that the right has been advocating for these last 10 years and mocking and making light of Black Death, something that Charlie Kirk himself did.
I don't know who this person is.
Matter of fact, I would argue that if Charlie Kirk, instead of focusing his time on Black culture and Black on Black crime, if he had spent a modicum of his time focusing on the white youth, that perhaps he would still be with us today.
Are you pleased he's dead?
Was Straight Ray really raised by
not.
So how did you feel about his murder?
I don't think.
How did you feel about his murder?
How do I feel about his murder?
Yeah.
Well, I think a quote by a great author sums up the sentiment of millions of Americans around the world. And that is, some cause happiness wherever they go, others when they go. And I think that's a sentiment that is palpable amongst many Americans around the world due to the hate and vitriol and bile that Charlie Kirk sowed. So I think there was a pastor
just to be clear, unless I misheard you, then you are happy he died.
No, I don't think as far as happiness is an emotion that
you literally just read me a quote which implies you're happy. You talked about some people's death bring happiness.
The purpose of the quote was to say that there are some people who have caused harm and death and turmoil.
Okay, so you don't want to look like you're avoiding the question, right? I think you should clarify, I'm not happy that he died. I'm happy about the irony of the situation, right? Because I think that's what's actually going on, right? Because you're talking about all these double standards. You're talking about like all these other examples that the Republicans has essentially been laughing at, right? I think what you should say is, I'm not happy about the murder. I'm not happy about his death. It raises the temperature of the country. But I'd be damned if I didn't follow the same fucking standards that the Republicans have for the last fucking 12 years. You can't sit here and virtue signal as if, like, I am still abiding by President Obama's term, as if it was still the George Bush era, right? Like, you have got to be fucking kidding me after 2016 election with Donald Trump. Yeah, of course. Yes. Yes. Be happy about the irony, okay? Be happy about the irony, okay? The irony is happy. The death, the core death of it is not happy. It's not a happy situation because because which liberal is not doom scrolling right now on social media? What liberal right now is not like going, oh my god, at the next fucking announcement of like Charlie Kirk? Are these all happy campers? Are these like happy people? You tell me whether or not these are happy people, right? Because the thing is if you look at the average liberal's like reaction to any of this, like, are any of them fucking happy? Are any of them happy? Everyone's like fearing for a liberal lynching now, right? Everyone's feared for the next like conservative shooter to go out and like fucking off somebody, right? Of course we're not happy. Like, even like because I know a lot of my audience is DG, okay? But like even DG is like afraid of Destiny's, like, for Destiny's safety. Is that happiness? That's not happiness, right? Okay, great. So why are you pretending as if anyone is happy about Charlie Kirk or any political figure dying? Nobody is like that. So I don't know why you're pretending that, okay? Clearly it's not a good thing, okay? Clearly, very clearly, okay? But the irony of the situation is funny. The irony of the situation is prominent in this entire, like fucking case, right? Like, you can't tell me there's not some degree of irony of Charlie Kirk making fun of George Floyd, making fun of Nancy Pelosi and Paul Pelosi, and then him getting offed in the neck. Yeah, of course there's an irony in that when you make fun of Charlie Kirk that way. Yes, there is, okay, 100%. Sorry, comedy is legal, okay, yeah.
To other groups of people, such as Charlie Kirk, whether it's black people, whether it's, trans people.
No, I heard the quote.
The list
just to be
goes on.
clear, you said that the quote ends in that their death brings happiness, but you've denied that you were happy. But when you tell me a quote
I don't disagree.
When you tell me a quote like that,
are...
I presume from that quote you're implying that actually you are happy he died because he deserved it. He had it coming.
No, not at all. I don't think those.
I actually really, really hate this whole narrative of like, oh, the left is celebrating his death. The left is celebrating. No, we're fucking not. Like, you're talking about these fucking TikTok fucking cringe ass lefties who have nothing on the line and is worrying for nobody's safety because they have no family and no fucking children, right? So the thing is that why the fuck you lying, bro, right? Because the thing is that like at least everybody else, like the general liberal public, like they're not happy about this because now, do you know what's gonna happen? They pictured themselves in Charlie Kirk's shoes. They could be the next one that's offed, right? The thing is that no, nobody's fucking happy about this, okay? I don't know why you're saying this or why you're even applying. It's insane. It's insane behavior, okay? But also at the same time, it's like you like conservatives and moderates. Moderates are worse than conservatives, by the way. Moderates and conservatives, they like to conflate the two together. They like to conflate the celebration of violence with the celebration of the irony of the situation and an opportunity to bring up the topic of double standards, okay? There's a difference. There's a vile, fucking prominent difference between the two, and I'm fucking sick and I'm fucking tired of people not, like, noticing this. Like, it's very clearly not the fucking same. And there's a clear line that I can draw, that anyone else can draw if they're not fucking retarded or bad faith, okay? Fuck moderates, fuck conservatives, and fuck lefties, okay? Like, the thing is, and the reality of the situation is that, yeah, I do think it's funny. Yes, I do. I do think his death is funny in the ironic sense, okay? Yes! Yeah, I do. What I don't think is funny is the fact that, maybe you're more paranoid for your life. The fact that your favorite political commentator might go out and get off. Yeah, of course that's not good. Of course that's not funny. What the fuck? You look at any liberal reaction right now. All of them are worried. All of them are anxious. All of them are depressed, okay? Like, are people's mental health better or worse? Like, after Charlie Kirk's death? Worse, okay? So I don't even know why the fuck you're even implying this. It's fucking unhinged, okay? Sorry, okay.
Words that I never mentioned verbatim ever. I think there is a sentiment that when someone who lives their life in evil and wickedness, according to the scripture, the power of life and death is in your tongue. And the hate and the vile and the venom that he spewed, I don't know what to tell you. As the scripture says, as he professed, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. I think his focus should have been on a community that, clearly is in problem. That I find it interesting that there's more scrutiny on people who may make memes that they've done of George Floyd and other black victims than on the white male youth that did this tragedy, as some would call it.
Why would you be offended about the memes to people like George Floyd, which I found contemptible at the time, if they're the same ones that you're talking about? Why would you profess to be offended by those if you're quite happy to do the same kind of thing yourself?
I think the point that I'm making by the means that I'm putting out, which clearly has caused outrage and triggering, I find it a bit hypocritical that the people for years who said fuck your feelings are now overwhelmed with feelings at the moment. But the point that I was making was to point out the hypocrisy.
Yes! Oh my god, this guy is a DGGer! This guy's a DGGer. This is a DGGer DGGer. This is the D... Okay, I shouldn't say that. This guy probably watched the previous Piers Piers panel and it was like, oh my god, this Steven guy brings up great points. And then he probably posted this on his social media because like the entirety of the black community is like celebrating fucking Charlie Kirk's death right now. Okay? Why do you think that's the case? I wonder what's the case. Well, maybe because George Floyd got made fun of by Charlie Kirk and like all of this other fucking double standards going on. Really, you're ready to tell the black community that? Okay, that's just fantastic.
That the right has on a variety and myriad of issues, as we just saw with Pam Bondi on the freedom of speech.
I want each of these people to go up to the nearest Tyrone, okay, in any kind of hood community and tell them to their face, hey, by the way, you should feel bad that your type has killed Charlie Kirk, and see how they react. See how they react. Okay? If you don't do that, no balls. If you do that, no balls. Okay? If you do that, no balls. All right? You have no balls. You have no balls. You don't stand on principle. Okay? That's it. All right? Just do that.
The issue is that they have
stand up for what you believe in, you fucking coward shits.
Scapegoated people like Pam Bondi for what is the crime of Donald Trump. The same thing they did with Anthony Fauci. We saw this when it came to the Second Amendment. They banned bump stock ban. They had a bump stock ban under Donald Trump while they were fear-mongering about Biden take away your guns. But as we saw, there was no outrage, there was no protest, and we come to find out that it was unconstitutional. So I think this hypocrisy is ubiquitous within the right, and I think my memes expose that hypocrisy.
And what about your own personal humanity? I mean, hashtagging...
What the fuck? Bro, the only human being on this panel is probably the black guy. What are you talking about? Dude, he's the only one with soul because he's black. Dude, what the fuck? All these other fucking copy and paste gender bent versions of one another are like literally the most soulless, like lacking in humanity. You're like, what about your humanity, Piers, when you're inviting on Jeffree Star to give his take on Jeffrey's assassination? What is wrong with you? Oh!
Hashtagging his widow in a mocked up promotion poster of Kirk and Twerk at Neck of the Woods. How do you justify targeting... Oh, well, hang on. How do you justify targeting his widow?
I think that's a bit disingenuous to use such hyperbolic language as targeting. I think it's more of a strategic plan of attack to get the message out to more people. When we saw Erica Kirk, she had a moment to speak for unity within the country, left and right, and she chose to fundraise. She then chose to use the scripture and talk, very nicely of her, past husband. And I understand that.
Oh, he knows. He knows. This guy's in my head. He knows about the grift. He knows about the concert. Oh my god, this guy can 1v4. This guy's a 1v4. This guy has the 1v4 energy, okay? This guy has the 1v4 energy, okay? Oh my god, his melanin level is literally going up. His power level is going up. Oh my god, when a black person's power level goes up, their melanin level goes up, okay? They get blacker and blacker. And I'm like, holy fuck! They're about to reach fucking Super Saiyan Black! Holy shit!
But by that same token, there are people who were absolutely harmed by the rhetoric that Charlie Kirk put out. And that rhetoric actually codified in many cases in many states. So I think it's abhorrent and actually perverse to expect people who were harmed by his rhetoric, harmed by someone who had anti-black, anti anyone who wasn't white and Christian in his perspective. I think it's perverse to try and criticize those people or try and make them seem as if they're the bad guys.
Yeah, but you see, funny enough, I can look at what you've done and I can see somebody who is abhorrent and despicable and actually evil. Actually, the stuff when you target someone's widow as she grieves and
once
tries
again,
to
I
protect
disagree
her
with the
two
word
children.
targeting.
No,
I think
I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me personally. My view of what you've done. I don't care about your motivation in terms of other people's inappropriate memes, many of which I may well agree with you about. But that doesn't mean that I then go and do it myself or worse, because that makes me even more inhuman and abhorrent, and by your definition,
I disagree. I think there's
evil.
a point.
I know you disagree. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you.
When it comes to Republicans, when it comes to conservatives,
I know. Hang on.
I mean, to be fair, isn't the fact that this guy's on this panel prove like his point? If he was so irrelevant, if he just like was just like the rest of people like Piers Morgan, how would he make it to this panel, right? The fact that he's even on such a large stage, such as Piers Morgan, right? Doesn't that kind of show that his strategy has worked? That it is meant to display the hypocrisy or the double standards of the situation? Like, the thing is that he's edgy and he got rewarded for it, right? So, like, that already disproves Piers Morgan's point, right? Like, it literally disproves Piers Morgan's point by his own presence on this panel. Hopefully he brings that part up at the very least. Because the thing is that his goal was to get attention and he achieved that goal. And to his own standards, if his definition of good is to achieve his own goals, then he has done good, not evil, right? But like, why should he care about Piers Morgan's fucking standards, right? We all know what that looks like. So yeah, like, of course, why do you think this is the case, right? It's working. Like, the entire point is that this is a working strategy. If it wasn't working, why would people practice it? Why the fuck would Destiny be edgy? Why the fuck would Destiny say anything crazy or anywhere, right? It's because consistently that has put Destiny in the spotlight and has caused more people to admire Destiny even if they hate him, right? The thing is that the thing is that this is a working strategy. This is like, you know what this is? This is like, fuck, I'm gonna drag up Martin Luther King corpse, okay? But like, it's like how Martin Luther King is trying to look good in front of the media by causing his protesters to try to bait the police on purpose to go after them, right? So then he can drum up like sympathy in front of the media. Yeah, it works. The point is that it works, okay? Yeah, that's the entire point, right? So yeah, I don't know why people keep pretending as if this like evocative messaging does not work. Also, another thing that works, okay? Why do you think we know about Mr. Girl's like "I'm a pedophile" song, right? Why do you think we know about that? The reason is because it's so edgy, it's so crazy that everyone has it on their minds now. Everyone memes about it, right? And in turn, it gives Mr. Girl a platform to talk about his issues, right? Well, what's another example I can bring up? Fuck, there's so many fucking good examples of this. It just works. Nick Fuentes, okay? You would imagine that Nick Fuentes, with his extremist beliefs, because he has very neo-Nazi beliefs, right? You would think that, oh, he no longer becomes relevant or something, right? Like, the reality of the situation is that, no, in fact, if anything, it's made him even more relevant because he's so extreme that people are willing to hear out what he has to say out of morbid curiosity, right? So again, I don't know why people think edginess means that you get shut down. You're a abhorrent human being when you're achieving what you want to achieve from your own perspective. So anyway, yeah, it's just like so fucking brain dead, so fucking frustrating. Like, to me, to hear this like stupid ass shit. Anyway,
they have to see.
I've let you have your say.
I'm a mirror.
I've let you have your
what
say.
They have shown.
Yeah, Kirk did the same thing. Exactly.
I'm telling you,
they should actually.
Why do you think why do you think Kirk's like edgy clips of the whole fucking like, oh, we need a patriot to bail out the attacker of Paul Pelosi? Like, why do you think that is being dug up? Probably because it's a more prominently well-known clip that that people know that Charlie Kirk has done, which leads to him gaining more traction and more attention. Of course. Do you think it's his passive stuff that gives Charlie Kirk more attention? No. It's really about Charlie Kirk going to campuses to rage bait, right? That's the entire point. That's why he's popular. So, like, yeah, why are people bashing what works? That's what I'm saying.
Fine. I'm using your own
show
justification
compassion.
to tell you what I think of you and what you've done. All right? That's my free speech at work. Let me bring in Gillian
I absolutely
Michaels.
agree.
I mean, Gillian, look, you know, I saw Brian there nodding to some of what he was hearing there, not all, to be clear, but nodding to some of it about the hypocrisy, which Lucas claims he is exposing with this stuff. What is your view of what he's said? It's not just how the news is told, but what's left out, which concerns me.
Yeah, ground news. Okay, yeah, I know.
It's like my show, and it's a tool.
Lucas, you talk about how hurt you were and how offended
his name is
you were by
Lucas.
such despicable things, and then you became the thing that you found the most repulsive.
Oh my god.
Which is alarming.
Boring.
And as I mentioned, deeply saddening. I would be more than happy to litigate some of Charlie's positions for you. I abjectly.
I don't think I
mean,
need
on
any
its
litigation
face-
from a woman who tried to downplay slavery, who tried to all lives matter slavery.
Oh my god! Is that true? Is that true? Is that true? Hold on. Oh my god, Vyvanse, please! Please last a little longer. Just so then I can carry me, please. My god, Vyvanse, please. Carry me through the segment, please! Is this?
That's a great question, and this is a very difficult time for families all across the country right now. This is something that's really personal for me. I grew up in the Low Country, and I've seen the differences between rich and poor are literally black and white in many of our communities. And as a state lawmaker, I'm very proud of the record that I have on trying to achieve some
This is Nancy Mace, the same lady. This is the same lady, Nancy Mace.
progress on many of these issues that we're facing today. Just a few months ago, Governor Henry McMaster signed my prison reform bill into law. I've done what a lot of politicians only talk about doing, and that measure was 100% bipartisan. Not a single Democrat or Republican voted against my prison reform bill when it passed out of the House to go to the governor's desk to be signed into law. I think it's really important that when we vote in November that we look to someone who can do something instead of just try to be someone and do things from a gimmick sort of perspective. These issues are personal because I'm from here. After Mother Emanuel, I helped start a scholarship for African-American students coming from AME communities. And we had, our community was peaceful and united. And of course, I support everyone's right to protest.
That's not the woman on this panel? What? Is it not Nancy Mace? What? This is Nancy Mace. Okay, I'm so confused. Okay, can someone take that up?
Purchase a
Fuck
black
me.
child.
Fuck! Linkers!
That's what I would argue.
Linkers!
I
Where
don't
are you?
think you need to
Linkers!
as far as
Would you
litigate
like to
anything.
discuss it?
Okay.
Because the reality of the situation is that what I gave you, whether you like it or not, is a fact from the 1860 census. And
It
the point was not
literally
to
is not a fact.
downplay
It
slavery.
is
not.
It
Fuck.
actually
bastardization
is.
of actual history.
You're
what you
wrong, and
cited
we can
was
discuss-
inaccurate. You can actually look it up. I don't know if you did.
I
I
actually
doubt you
did
do your
look
due
it up.
diligence. You clearly did not,
Would you
because
like to
in that
discuss
study
it?
that you're citing, in the study that I'm discussing it right now, in the study that you're citing, it takes into account not only the slaves, it takes into account the northern states and the southern states. So to try and implement or to say this all lives matter when it comes to slavery, which is
Does this black guy make you rethink your sexual preferences? No.
abhorrent and in extreme contradiction to American history, especially in this country as chattel slavery as black Americans, is abhorrent and perverse,
Well-
especially you, who is the mother
Especially me.
of a black child who she purchased.
Right.
Other
Is it
people
my
adopt.
turn to talk?
Oh! What? Huh? What is her lore? What? Jillian Michaels is a fitness TV lady? Oh!
You purchased,
Is it?
by all means.
How did I? Okay, well, I'm not quite sure what you mean by.
Holy shit! This is the same person! Oh my god, she has a husky, masculine, mommy voice, right? Okay, alright, let's memorize that. Memorize that voice. Keep it in your head, okay? Don't goon. Don't goon, because we're not done. Hold on.
Time now for the final spin.
You're not Jillian Michaels?
And slavery to just one race, which is pretty much what every single exhibit does. But let's talk about the fact that when you look
Anti-slavery.
let's talk about the fact.
I mean, slavery in America.
Okay, which one of these is her? I'm not joking. I can't tell. I can't tell which one of these is her. I can't.
Was
Do you realize that only less than 2% of white Americans own slaves?
But it was a system of white supremacy.
You realize that
African
slavery
Americans
is
were
thousands
slaves
of
and
years old?
white people.
The truth. I have to say, my favorite pro-slavery argument provided by people.
Wait, that has to be her, right?
And Michael said, it is far more effective for me to simply present the only response that matters from award-winning journalist Nicole Hannah-Jones, author of the 1619 Project. Enjoy.
Let's take the fewer than 2% of white people own slaves at face value, though we know that number is technically incorrect.
Bro, this is not the original fucking clip. Hold on. Sorry, I'm searching all of this myself because I'm just like, I'm on a high right now, okay? Oh my god. What? Why is this so hard to find? Videos! Please Google videos. Show me something other than fucking Kakaro hentai, please. Okay, alright, hold on. Is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Oh my god. Oh my god! Oh my god, it's Dan Salmon! It's Dan Salmon!
Racism and slavery to just one race.
That was fitness instructor.
Shut up, Dan! Dan! Go away! It's Dan! Hold on. Where is it? Please, I'm begging. TYT, I don't care about TYT, please. Stop. Can people just stop fucking react slopping like I am and let me be the only react slopper? Wait, I don't want to, dude. Oh my god. 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 This is so hard to find. Why is it so hard to find?
Yeah, slavery was a bad thing that was to talk about.
Okay, you cannot tie imperialism and racism and slavery to just one race.
That was fitness instructor.
Cannot tie to just one race.
Jillian Michaels on CNN the other night trying people could push back on slavery is because they weren't slaves.
Oh my god. Okay, Dan, this is like Dan Saltman if he was like a cuck for black people. Okay, where is the okay, I don't care about this.
We're disproportionate.
Sorry, okay, sorry. I don't mean to diss this guy. Maybe this guy is perfectly fine. I'm sorry, Mark Istok. Okay, listen, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry, that was out of pocket. I'm sorry, that was out of pocket. Okay. Oh my god, thank you so much. Thank you! This has to be it. This has to be it. Okay, oh my god. Oh.
As some random person deciding what is appropriate for the Smithsonian to teach in terms of American history, things that don't offend parts of the MAGA base, right? So we're now literally reviewing parts of American history and parts of American culture to make sure it comports with Dear Leader and what the MAGA organization
Can we address
wants.
some of those things that are in there? Because have you looked at some of the things that are being reviewed?
Yeah, slavery was a bad thing that was to talk about.
Okay.
Like,
He's not whitewashing slavery. So
he's not?
He's not. No,
Okay.
he's not. And racism and slavery to just one race, which is pretty much what every single exhibit does. But let's talk about the fact that when you look
United States.
let's talk about the fact.
I mean, slavery in America was.
Do you realize that only less than 2% of white Americans own slaves?
But it was a system of white supremacy.
You realize that slavery is thousands of years old?
White people were
Do you know
the slave
who
owners.
was the first race to try to end slavery?
Wait a second.
Well, what's controversial?
I'm very surprised
This is an extraordinary exercise in historical revisionism.
I'm really surprised.
Do you realize that?
Jillian, I'm surprised that you're trying to litigate who was the beneficiary of slavery and who was not.
What I'm trying to tell you is
in the context of American history. Okay. In the context of American history, what are you saying is incorrect by saying that it was white people oppressing black people?
Every single thing is like, oh, no, this is all because white people bad. And that's just not the truth. Like, for example, every single exhibit, I have a list of every single one. Like, people migrated from Cuba because white people bad. Not because of Castro. Yes, no, it's in there. That's what I'm saying. You don't actually know what's in there. Do you know that when you walk in the front door, the first thing you see is the gay flag?
Jillian, you have a lot of stuff in front of you.
Yeah, I do,
what
because
exactly
I don't, because here's the thing.
Are you talking about?
Okay, I'll give you an example.
Yeah, please.
There's one called Change Your Game, right? This has been an installation there. Is gender testing fair in sports? Does that, and then it goes on to talk about how it's complex to do gender testing in sports. It's not complex. It's basic science. That's untrue. It's XX chromosome, XY chromosome. That's sports. Is it fair to have biological men competing against biological women in sports? No.
Oh
But
my
why is
God.
this in the Smithsonian? So it's it's been completely captured.
First of all, I don't
and
think
it's totally part.
But by the way, to her point about like the fucking 2% of like rich white people in the South who own slaves, why the fuck does that matter? Like, why the fuck does that matter, right? Well, why the fuck do you, like, enforce and fight a war over it? Why the fuck would you, like, otherwise, why the fuck would the South, like, ever try to escalate things in the first place? Well, like, what was the point of the South, like, fucking, escalating things in the first place? If, like, slavery did not matter, right? It doesn't matter if 2%, like, for example, 2% of, a country's economy could be coal, but at the same time, losing that 2% would mean that there will be a downward spiral for the economy, right? Like, the thing is that it's not, like, this is just so retarded. Okay, all right, anyway, it's just, sorry. Fuck, okay, my Vyvanse. Fuck, my Vyvanse are, oh my god, Vyvanse! Okay, sorry.
She's adopted, and it is illegal to purchase a child.
Did you pay to get that child?
No, I paid the adoption agency.
It was
fees
absolutely
to do my
free.
Study.
It was absolutely okay.
I paid the adoption agency like you.
So then there was a
pay to
process
adopt
of
a
payment.
child.
I
to
believe
an
that
American
other people adopt.
Adoption
You purchase.
agency. Okay, you're wrong, and that's defamation.
I'm literally
and it's
right
an
as you're
absolute
saying
lie,
that
and
you
it's-
paid to an adoption agency.
You're literally.
Oh my god, somebody brought this up. Only 2% of our economy is based on raping babies. Who cares? Exactly. You know what? Conservatives might actually, like, have that, considering how, like, they're the ones that actually want child marriages and child, like, marriage arrangements to be had. So yeah, maybe the fucking conservative culture economy is based off of raping babies. So yeah, you know what? Okay, yeah, maybe that's true, okay?
Wrong. And it's this
I'm
kind
literally
of
correct.
hateful.
You know what you are. You know what you are,
I
Lucas.
think what's
let me
hateful
just
is you
hang
downplaying
on. Let me
slavery.
jump in
That's
here.
what I think is
Let me
hateful.
jump in
I
here,
didn't actually
Lucas.
downplay
Let me jump in
slavery.
here, Lucas.
That's
it seems to
literally
me
what you did.
Seems to me, Lucas, you've decided to be just as offensive as you want to be. You're now attacking people who adopt children, which is one of the most selfless things that any human being could do. Actually,
This is literally what
But
the
you-
right did to Dave Rubin, is it not?
Fine, but what you're doing is.
Bro, dude, 100%. Dude, listen, maybe she is a good mother, okay? Maybe, like, listen, in the possibility that she is a good mother, I take it back, okay? But, like, the thing is that I feel like, dude, adopting a black child, like, considering your defense of slavery, I'm just saying. Okay,
just
anyway.
trying to be as offensive as possible whilst masquerading under this umbrella of, well, everybody else is offensive, so that's why I'm doing it, to expose
Not
all
at
the
all, and I
hypocrisy.
think if that's
But
what I'm
Gillian
giving
is
off, I
right.
apologize
Gillian is
sincerely.
right
What
that
I'm merely
actually
trying to
you
do
have descended.
is create
you
a
have,
better
the
world.
way you've
What
just
I'm
gone
trying to
after
do is to
Gillian.
unify
You know what,
people.
Lucas?
The
Stop
only way
talking.
we can unify people
Stop
is for
talking.
people to understand the
Stop
harms that they've
talking.
done.
You have targeted Gillian for adopting a child. That is despicable. Let me bring in
I
Riley
have
Gaines.
targeted Jillian for adopting a black child after she downplayed slavery, which
Right.
I think is contradictory.
You
Actually,
attacked
I
her for
adopted
adopting a
her
child.
I mean, let's not
13 years
misconstrue
ago.
my words that I'm
So-
saying.
Oh, I heard your words. Let me
Yeah,
bring in.
I
Let me
did
bring
too,
in.
Lucas.
Let me bring in Riley.
You're
Riley.
misinterpreting
Let me
that.
bring in Riley Gaines here.
Sure, buddy.
Riley, you
Why, dude, I'm sorry, why the fuck is Piers Morgan constantly pretending like as if he is some kind of alpha male by like trying to do this like weird fucking British thing, when in reality he is like one of the most sensitive little pussy bitches I've ever seen on this entire fucking internet web space, okay? I might hate this guy more than Queeman, and that's saying something, okay? Dude, this guy, Piers Morgan, this fucking bloated, Ozempic-looking, like, loser motherfucker, dares to talk to us about what is kind and what standards are and stuff. Oh my god, go suck Trump's dick even more. I bet you and Trump fucking have fucking dick wanking masturbation sessions before going to sleep every night on the phone, okay? You talk about being on the phone with Donald Trump so much. That's probably what you're doing, Piers.
you've been waiting patiently.
Great rebuttal, Jillian.
Okay, can you please let the others speak, please? Okay.
I wasn't actually allowed to talk, Lucas, but I'm more than happy actually to have you on my podcast.
That's because anything
And
from
Oh
you
my-
is back.
we can
Do you see here? It's working. It's working. Oh my god, the edgier you are, the more attention you get. It's just literally how it works. Dude. Like, this is my point being proven in real time. Like, how is this not my point being proven in real time? This is literally my point being proven in real time.
Discuss all of it.
All right, let me bring in.
If you'd like to come on my podcast, I would be more than happy to.
Okay, that's a different podcast for a different
More
time.
than willing to have discourse.
Okay,
just
you know
to
what?
honor Charlie Kirk.
If you're
Oh my
willing to
hentai!
discourse,
Oh
let
my
Riley
hentai!
Gaines speak.
Oh my
Riley,
hentai!
What is your view of what you've been hearing?
Oh my hentai! Oh my hentai!
I mean,
oh my
honestly,
hentai!
like, it makes me feel tearful. Like, I have experienced all of the emotions over the past week. It has been, to the day, 7 days. I think initially starting with total shock and disbelief and honestly confusion. I've been so blessed in my life to not have been surrounded by death much in my family. I haven't lost really anyone close to me. Charlie was a friend, a mentor of mine. He's who ultimately I attribute to giving me my voice, the platform.
Yes, Corey, it's a bit low. What do you mean? What do you mean it's a bit low? Ah! Wait, where is it low? Where is it low? What are you talking about? What are you talking?
Turning Point USA to Charlie Kirk. So to lose a friend like that, like I have gone through all the emotions, but to
Piers stream is low, no problem. But
sit here today and listen to the discussions that we have seen, I think particularly from Lucas, whether it was about the memes that were posted, whether it was about Jillian adopting a black child. I mean, I am just like in total disbelief, disarray. How have we reached a point where these are the discussions that we're having? And on a
why do you have to point out the ethnicity? I mean, the thing is that, you know what? He is the one that brought it up first, but maybe your best defense should have been, well, why does the race matter? I simply saw a child that I liked and purchased her. Oh, I mean, sorry. I mean, not purchased her. Dude, she wants slavery back. She defends slavery.
National stage here. Like we have Democratic elected officials who are celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, the best and most effective
not true.
Debater of our time.
All they do is lie.
Activist, really. I think debater is really downplaying.
That's not true,
ultimately.
Piers. She's lying.
Yes.
In what way?
What is the lie?
Name me one prominent.
there?
Name me what? Hey Riley, name me one prominent Democrat that has celebrated the death. And I find it very interesting. You've made a living. Attacking transgenders, you've made millions of dollars across the country doing that.
I didn't
if
ask
you
for
truly
this.
care about, if you, I didn't
ask
listen.
for
I'm
the
sorry you
position
lost
that
your
I'm in.
friend. Okay, hold on a second. Yes, in this case, you have. You've made millions of dollars profiting, going across the country. You've made a lot of money and you've made a name for yourself. Nobody knows who you are as a college swimmer unless you're attacking transgenders. Now, if you care about children, then why have you not criticized Donald Trump? If you care about children and women, then why have you not gone after Donald Trump for not bringing out the Epstein files? If you care about children, why don't you talk about gun control? I'm happy that transgender.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. His introduction was soy, but he's back. He's back. Okay. He's back. His introduction was soy. Okay. His introduction was soy, but he's back. He's back. Okay. He's back. He's back. He's back. He's back. Stunk's going
Is
up.
out of that volleyball tournament.
My God.
Okay. But there's more important things that we should be talking about, and you've profited off of attacking transgenders with your hatred towards transgender people. Nobody knows who you are as a college swimmer. People know who you are because you go around the country attacking transgenders, Riley. That's who you are.
Actually, what she's done, Brian, very
I don't know who she is,
heroically,
but true.
in my opinion, is she's gone around the country defending women's rights to fairness, equality, and safety. Something that I'm very surprised
Oh my God. Piers, please, okay? Okay, I'm not going to say what I'm going to say.
Hear that you, on the left, do not wholeheartedly endorse and agree with.
Piers, let me respond to what you just said.
Sure.
If in fact Riley Gaines, by the way, Piers, I've had this conversation on your show about transgenders.
Yeah.
I don't think transgender women should be competing with women on the playing field.
So you agree with her?
However,
okay,
I do.
All right.
But here's my problem with
So
Riley.
what are you
she
talking
doesn't
about?
talk about the. Let me explain. She doesn't talk about the non-release of the Epstein files and real victims of sexual abuse. She doesn't criticize Donald Trump. She doesn't talk about how flags weren't at half-mast after children are massacred in schools.
Do you talk about, okay, let me ask you.
Transgender.
Let me ask you. Do you talk
It's so funny because
hang on. I'm talking.
You followed everything that I've ever said on any topic ever.
Hang on, Riley. So, Brian, your position is that unless you talk out publicly about every single issue that is important in the world, then it disqualifies you from talking about the issue that you not only care about most because it happened to you, but...
Bro, dude, wait. Piers' team has to be controlling the volume, right? Dude, notice how Piers is the one that's the loudest. He's the loudest. Which means he's insecure and a cuck, right? Because your points should speak louder than your voice.
You are passionate about because it protects women's rights. Is that your position?
Pierce, here's my position. You don't have to talk about every single issue, but when the second leading cause of death in children is gun violence, you probably should bring that up. When we talk about MAGA Republicans who have talked about the Epstein files and horrible abuse, Maxwell was one of the largest sex traffickers in the world. And the Donald Trump administration have sent her to a club.
Why does Riley Gaines have to do all that? Why does Riley Gaines...
Because she says she cares...
No, Riley Gaines cares
because she
about...
Said, let me answer.
Riley Gaines cares because a very, very tall, muscular, powerful male called Leah Thomas...
Okay, all right, listen. If you want to fuck them, just say it, okay? Jesus Christ. If you want to fuck, listen, if you're chasing, I don't know, listen, it sounds like you have something else going on, okay? I'm just saying.
Riley Gaines cares because a very, very tall, muscular, powerful male called Leah...
This description is not of the heterosexual nature.
Thomas said suddenly, who was a very moderate, unsuccessful male swimmer, suddenly said, I'm a woman, and then began destroying women in the women's pool. It was clearly grotesquely unfair, unequal.
This big, beefy, muscular, strong male was destroying women.
And actually dangerous. And we saw the same thing happen in a boxing ring in Paris in the Olympics.
I would like to be able to
and for
speak
Riley,
for myself,
Riley to be condemned by you,
that'd be super cool.
For Riley to be condemned by you because she doesn't also talk about other issues is absurd. Anyway,
first of all, that's not even
true. You know what? We'll come back to this. I'm just going to hold the panel here for a moment. A brief timeout. I've been joined by Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace.
Oh no, guys, no, it's over. Oh, it's the same Nancy Mace. It's Nancy Blaze. It's Blancy Blaze. Where's the volume? Where's the volume on this thing? Oh. Come on.
Have freedom to speak what's on our... Just because you speak your mind on an issue doesn't mean you get shot and killed. In this country, we have the First Amendment. We have freedom to speak what's on our mind and shouldn't get shot because we believe in our system of democracy, conservative, liberal, whatever you are. You shouldn't be shot.
But isn't there a problem with political violence across the spectrum?
Yeah, we're talking about Charlie Kirk right now. That's the subject of this that we're talking about right now. Democrats own this 100%.
I know Charlie pretty well. Charlie
Anyway. Okay, I don't... Okay, they cut that part out. Fuck me, dude. Never mind.
Nancy, welcome back to Uncensored. We're just having a kind of slightly insane debate, in my opinion. But there's a lot of insanity flying around at the moment. One of which is the utterly appalling spectacle of so many on the left openly, brazenly, proudly celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk. How have we got here as a society?
Well, it's insane. And you can just see in the previous debate, you saw two grown men, Democrat men, screaming, yelling on your program at two women. Riley Gaines is one of the brightest, smartest, youngest minds fighting for what she believes in. And we want to encourage.
Nancy, listen, okay? Calling your fucking genetic clone isn't like, that's a form of self-glazing, okay? You should be ashamed.
That, not discourage it. I don't want to discourage anyone out there to prevent them from speaking up by getting yelled at. I was yelled out yesterday in front of Don Lemon at the steps of the Capitol, you know, and all we want to do, I'm a rape survivor. All I want is a rape victim.
Bro, dude, like, I feel like 90% of women are rape survivors these days. Like, I'm sorry, but there are rape survivors on the other side of the aisle who completely disagree with you, okay? So I don't know why you're bringing up the fact you're a rape survivor, okay? It makes me feel less sorry for you, actually, all right? Frankly, I don't care about your suffering or your trauma, all right? Because honestly, why should I? Because you're the one who doesn't give a fuck about anyone when they're killed. Yeah, of course, all right? Yeah, go and complain more about your rape, woman.
Is to ensure that men aren't in my bathroom or Riley's bathroom or in the shower next to us. That is dangerous and it's uncalled for.
Also, fuck you. You look more manly than any fucking transgender girl. Jesus Christ.
But to see those men on your program yelling at the women who are just talking freely, talking in a sane and normal manner, trying to have a colloquy, trying to have a national conversation, and they're being screamed at. That's how we got here. And until the left and until the Democrat Party acknowledges their role in this, it's not going to get better. And I have to tell you, it's terrifying right now to be a conservative. I am carrying my 6-hour P365 everywhere I go. I have armed guards everywhere I go. I can't even go to the grocery store alone anymore. I can't even walk my dog without a gun because I have many.
Bro, what the fuck? Dude, give me a break. You can't walk your dog without a gun. Really? Really? Fucking cowardly, fucking paranoid, fucking schizophrenic, like absolute sped going on here, okay? Jesus Christ.
So many on the left, Democrats, a lot of transgenders who are emailing, calling, trying to show up at my office, threatening to kill me, my children, my family, my elderly parents, the father of my children.
Post a video.
And
Post a video
I'm not going to live in
Post a video of
fear.
them.
I'm
Post
not
a video
going
of
to
them.
be
Post a video of
terrified,
them.
and I'm
Post a video
going
of them.
to
Post a video of them.
figuratively.
By the way, just every single person says this, but they never show any proof. Unless it's like, oh yeah, I guess this happened. Yeah, well, just gotta
Fight back,
believe you, I guess.
figuratively push back, and protect my safety. Today, I'm going to lead a floor debate against Ilhan Omar. Lucas was asking about a prominent Democrat celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk. They're everywhere. But let's start with Ilhan Omar, who's right down the hall from me right now. I'm in Congress at the Capitol.
What?
Who celebrated the murder and
okay.
political assassination of Charlie Kirk by saying that people who were mourning his death were full of shit, excuse my language, but no, and is posting content celebrating his murder, calling Charlie Kirk a terrorist. I can't even with these people because they just won't tell the truth. And like, I love having a debate. I love coming on and having a conversation, even when we disagree, Piers. But there's never anything ill or negative or like, I don't want to bring harm on anybody, but we have to tell the truth. And how do you unite with people who refuse to tell the truth, who continue to lie? I don't know how you continue to have a conversation with these people. We have to shun them.
Do you have to be careful? You know, I watched Pam Bondi trying to explain that hate speech is something that the Attorney General believed should be pursued with the full force of the law. And I recoiled from that, as did many on the right, because actually the First Amendment protects hate speech. It doesn't protect incitement to violence or acts of violence, but you can say hateful things and be protected under the First Amendment. And it was pretty staggering to hear an Attorney General who didn't seem to realize that. Some have criticized you because you have a hotline. You've encouraged people to call in And, if people are saying bad things about Charlie Kirk and so on, there will be people on the left going, well, this is just complete hypocrisy, because really what you're operating with this is a form of the very cancel culture that you and others on the right have always professed to hate. What do you say to that?
Well, this is a cancel culture, and I have voted and I've supported legislation that protects the freedom of speech, that protects the First Amendment. I've been out there on the Epstein files too, protecting survivors, by the way. There are Republicans out there who are very vocal, like myself. But free speech has consequences, and I'll quote.
Bro, how the fuck do I tell any of them apart when all of them look like this? Seriously, like what? Huh? How the fuck? Bro, what is this? Yeah, of course I can't tell anyone apart.
Omar, who tweeted that you have the right to say anything you want, you have the right to those opinions, but there are consequences. And if you are around children, my particular focus is on the educational system, those that are teaching our kids or in the classroom, and those who are making healthcare decisions for people. I don't want the bias and those who are celebrating the murder of a political class, a political side that they don't agree with. They should not be making medical decisions for others, and they should not be indoctrinating our kids. We look at Tyler Robinson, 22-year-old kid who self-admittedly murdered Charlie Kirk because he didn't like his opinions and thought he was full of hate. They're condoning this. They're endorsing this. He was radicalized, we believe, at school and in the education system. We can't allow that. I mean, when I was growing up, teachers were just normal. You had no idea what their politics were. And now kids are forced to say, what are your pronouns? And can you define 100 genders? And, they're being influenced.
This coming from the same side who wants everyone to have the fucking 10 Commandments up on every single classroom and for them to recite fucking Bible verses every day, okay? Just by the way, those are the same fucking people who are complaining about trans indoctrination is literally trying to have trans indoctrination, but...
Inspired and radicalized, and this can't be happening. This is how we got here. And we have to admit that this is the truth and that we're going to work together to end it. And they don't want to. They don't want to. And I don't know what else to do. I want to defund the schools that allow teachers that celebrate murder to stay there and stay employed. I want to defund them. And I want to shame these teachers out of existence. I don't want them anywhere near my kids. No.
But you're literally being anti-First Amendment right now. Like, this is literally as blatantly anti-First Amendment. You're a working politician. You're somebody who is in a sitting office of power, and you are advocating for the deliberate taking down of the First Amendment. You want to defund schools based off of free speech. Okay, so yeah, I don't want to hear about like the fucking free speech absolutism that like people are thinking. Your camp, I'm sorry.
Or yours.
Nancy Mace, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Thank you.
Let's go back to the panel. Brian Shapiro, did any of that give you pause for thought?
Well, first of all, I find it ironic that Nancy Mace is talking about telling the truth, yet she's the person who blamed the shooter in
Oh, no.
the Charlie Kirk murder as a transgender. I find that very ironic. She also called me a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. I'm a registered independent that is anti-Donald Trump. So I want to be very clear on that as well. Listen, now she mentioned Ilhan Omar. If that's true about Ilhan Omar and she made those statements, I totally disavow that. But I don't think anybody could name me 3 Democrats that are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death that are elected officials. Number 2, every Democrat out there is saying this is wrong for the most part. Political violence, we should never celebrate it. And all the right is doing is blaming it on the radical left, including Donald Trump. Nancy Mace wants to say to bring people together. Donald Trump has divided us by blaming the radical left for what took place here.
But
when
you would
look
be
at the
blaming.
actual
Okay, but
statistics,
Brian, be honest. If it was the other way around, and the investigators said publicly, as they have, as has the governor of Utah, that all the evidence pointed to this person being radicalized by the far right, you would not hesitate to say this was a far-right assassination, and you would go on a massive rant about it. So there's a double standard there, right?
No, you're wrong. You're wrong. I don't do that, Piers. You could look at my social media. No, you're wrong. Here's what I do. I call out political violence on both sides. If you recall, Piers,
that wasn't
the
my
right
point. No, hang on. I'm not disputing that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if he was a radical right, if he'd been radicalized by the right, I don't think you would be saying people shouldn't be talking about the radicalization.
The reason why, Piers, I ever bring up the radical right is because the right never takes responsibility, literally, for anything.
But nor is the left.
They blamed Donald Trump.
But nor is the left.
Listen,
the left, having said this for
years,
years, now is doing exactly the same.
This isn't even true. Again, this is a lie that they just gotten away with, and it's insane. It's insane, right? Because again, the left has constantly disavowed time and time again, but
same thing. I saw Jimmy Kimmel.
Like even for this attack, right? Even for this attack, like remember the collection of tweets that Steven was like putting up on the stream that displayed like how many prominent Democrats have been disavowing the violence made against Charlie Kirk and said how horrible it was without bringing up the Republicans. Yeah, like like the example is right there. But notice how the right-wing media, what they try to do is that they try to push the Jimmy Kimmel like stuff to the front page. They try to push that to the front page. And the reason why the reason why they push it is because then morons like Piers Morgan can then just propagandize off of it. Like, this is just how the thing goes. You don't see all these Democrats that are like disavowing the violence. The only thing you see is Jimmy Kimmel, right? But the problem, I guess, is like if you tell Jimmy Kimmel, if you tell Jimmy Kimmel to like back off and stop making himself look so bad, why should he? They're not even representing the situation accurately.
I saw Jimmy Kimmel go on a rant saying this guy was a MAGA guy, the shooter. Complete lie.
Piers, I'm always consistent on this issue. It doesn't matter whether it comes from the right or the left. It's wrong. We need to call out political violence on both sides of the aisle.
But we should also
like you even see it here. This person is someone who is at least well known to appear on Piers Morgan panel, who is currently disavowing. He disavowals without any mention of the Republicans at first, I think. So like, yeah, like I just don't get, like it's just like if Piers wouldn't even see what's in front of him, if Piers here, the person you're trying to appeal to, wouldn't even see what's in front of him on his own fucking panel, yeah, there's no appealing to the moderates. There really isn't. Yeah, and not only that, like Piers.
So be unafraid to. Yeah, but Brian, you're missing my point. We should also be unafraid to call out radicalization where we see it as a primary motivation for these assassinations.
So do you think this shooter was a radical leftist?
I think this person was, as the investigators are saying.
That he used.
I'll come to you in a moment, Lucas.
In George Orwell's novel 1984, the party's most essential command is to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. Tell me whether or not Piers Morgan here is rejecting the evidence of his eyes and ears when he's talking with this person who is disavowing in front of him, but yet he at the same time says, oh, they never disavow anything. You know? Like, yeah, the most essential command is to reject your ears and eyes. Yeah,
the investigators are saying, and as the governor is saying, the governor has hit a very, in my view, sensible tone throughout all this. As they've all been saying, all the evidence is pointing to a young man who was radicalized to the left.
Okay, so let me respond to that real quickly. So first of all, even if that is true, I totally disagree with what Megyn Kelly said. If you're somebody who wants to kill somebody because you disagree with their beliefs, then there's something wrong with you. You are crazy. So Piers, even if that was true, now we know he comes from a conservative Mormon family. Yeah. I don't really care what his political affiliation is. I'm grateful that his father, and a transgender, by the way, who two people on this panel continue to attack, there's a transgender that we should be thanking.
The two people on this panel haven't even got a chance to say a word yet because
the transgender.
Just letting them talk.
Well, then speak up. Like, no one was muting your mic, and not only that, you have the support of Piers Morgan. I'm sorry that you guys are too busy being womanly woman to speak up, I guess, but okay.
All right, let me bring in the two women here. Let me bring in Gillian.
Who they are. We actually don't need
hang on, don't all talk at once, please. Can the two men shut up for a moment? Gillian.
By the way, equal rights mean equal fights, okay? All right. Yeah, that's it.
There are so many lies here. I don't know which to tackle first. The reality is that we are here because of the very things you guys are doing in this moment. You refuse to engage in any sort of intelligent dialogue or debate. You just name call. We're bigots. We're racist. This is exactly how we got here. This
Not this coming from the fucking slavery partner. Oh my god.
kind of othering, this kind of demonization. If you guys want to have an intelligent conversation about something that I have said, something that Riley has said, or something that Charlie has said, I'm absolutely here
Where's
for it.
Jeffree
But in this
Star?
moment, you are
Bro, I can't believe this panel makes me want to watch Jeffree Star on this panel instead. Like, these people are worse. Like, wait, I don't care how bad Jeffree Star is. There's no way Jeffree Star is worse than these people. Like, there's absolutely no way. Okay, I think I actually prefer Jeffree Star over these people, but okay.
very clearly showing the world that you are an integral part of this problem, and it's irrelevant what side of the aisle you're on. It's a human characteristic of demonizing others, and you both have it.
All right, Riley.
Can I just?
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
Riley
I
will
would just
go
like the
next.
opportunity to defend myself for a second, because Brian, what you said is like the most ill-informed thing I've ever heard. Number one, to insinuate that I'm not a good athlete, as if that even matters. Okay, I'm one of the fastest Americans of all time. Can you name me 3 female swimmers?
The reason why
Why the fuck? Wait, hold on. Who asked?
I said no.
I would just like the most, as if that informed thing I've ever heard. Number one.
Can I just?
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
Riley
I
will
would just
go
like the
next.
opportunity to defend myself for a second, because Brian, what you said is like the most ill-informed thing I've ever heard. Number one, to insinuate that I'm not a good athlete, as if that even matters. Okay, I'm one of the
No, nah, he never said that. Nah, he never said that. He never said that. He never said that. He never said that. People, no, he never said that. What? God, she's so fucking brain dead, dude. Jesus Christ, it's insane. Dude, I can't tell if she's doing this on purpose. She can't be this stupid, right? Like, she's just setting herself up for a dunk here, no?
fastest Americans of all time. Can you name me 3?
What he specifically said is that no one knows you for being an athlete. What everyone knows you for is for ragging on the trans, right? That's specifically what he said.
3 female swimmers.
The reason why I said nobody would
Can you
know
name
who
me
you are
3 female
because you are
swimmers? If you were going to talk about how no one knew me,
No.
can you name me 3 of the top female swimmers in this nation or this world?
99% of the country. 99% of the country can't name 3 female swimmers. The only reason why we know who
Okay,
you are is
precisely.
because you're fat
So
transgenders 24/7.
why did my athletic ability, which again,
Nobody mentioned your fucking athletic ability. What the fuck? Like, are you trying to, like, sign up for the fucking national swimming team or some shit? Like, what's going on here? And she has this fucking smug-ass smile, as if this is what she's saying. She tied for 5th place, by the way. Oh, no wonder she's a grifter. Jesus Christ.
one of the fastest in the nation and the world, really, for that matter, when I was competing. Why did that have anything to do with anything? Are you saying only the best female athletes, only the best of the best, only those who are winning Olympic gold medals deserve fairness? Is that what you're saying? Make it clear to me, please.
No, what I'm saying is...
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to continue on now.
Dude, she knows she messed up. Dude, she knows she messed up. Oh my god. She knows she messed up. Oh no, dude. She misrepresented his position on purpose. The snaky fuck.
To say that I have not been a voice
So
for
you don't
the
want me to-
Epstein
so you don't want me to
victims
respond to your
is ridiculous.
question?
This is a recent
No, they
tweet that
wanna
I
be
put out that I
victims.
got a lot of flack for. I said, I serve Christ, not a politician. That
Why
being
won't
said,
Donald Trump release
no
the
way
Epstein files?
we are going to act like the proven harm.
Bro, they don't even live in the same reality. Like, her perceived reality is just entirely different. It's not even close. Like the perceived reality between what I heard and what she heard from him is not even close.
And abuse of
Because
Epstein.
he's in them.
cause never happened. His
yeah.
victims deserve so much better than that. There is no line to walk when it comes to sex trafficking, especially of children. So to
Okay,
slander
Riley, may I
me
ask you a question?
and say that I have not been a voice for
Riley?
the Epstein victims is ridiculous.
Okay,
I
Riley.
have been a voice for
Riley,
the
may I
women
ask
in
you a
Muslim
question?
countries, in Afghanistan, in Yemen, in South Sudan, who are under Sharia law, who don't get to get an education,
Riley.
who don't get to go to the gym, who don't get to go to the doctor. Like, I have been a voice for all these women. So to sit here and act like you know me, number one, is
Riley?
ridiculous and
Riley?
entirely defamatory.
Okay, Riley, can I respond? Okay, Riley.
Now that I'm done,
Understood.
absolutely.
Let me ask. Okay, so Riley, when Donald Trump bragged about going into teenage girls' locker rooms on the Howard Stern show, are you willing to condemn?
Okay. Dude, he should have took the time to correct her lie quickly. But at the same time, okay. At the same time, okay. Let's let him cook.
Condemn Donald Trump right now on the program, or the fact that he's a liable sexual abuser and a 34-count felon. He bragged about going into teenage girls' locker rooms. If you care, which I believe you do, by the way, Riley, if you care about young women, are you willing to condemn Donald Trump for going into?
Well, he should have said you don't. Like he should have said you don't care about young women, but maybe you can prove me wrong. Because keep in mind that he doesn't need to cede any ground to this disingenuous, like, fucking lying snake ass cunt bitch, right? Like, why? Like, you shouldn't feel the need to, like, fucking cede any ground to this fucking liar, dude. Like, this person lied blatantly on this fucking panel, misrepresented his opinions, and his takes, and now like, fuck me, dude. It's just like, you shouldn't cede any ground to these fucking bitches, dude. Fuck these people, dude.
Teenage girls' locker rooms without their permission.
I think any man who violates a woman's privacy, safety, fairness when it comes to athletic competitions is detestable and condemnable. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Hey, Piers. This is why I bring this up. I'm so glad she said that. She went.
Oh my God, he should ask Piers what he heard from her, okay? Because Piers, notice how Piers doesn't call her out. Piers doesn't even call her out for that blatant lie misrepresentation.
Went back to transgenders and she didn't answer my question.
This panel would make me sexist if Piers wasn't on it. See, this is why we need a strong black woman, okay? Where's Destiny?
So I will try to ask it again.
I said
Riley.
nothing about
Are
transgenders.
you willing to...
It's telling
She
that
said
you insinuate when I'm
You just
talking
said
about
fairness in
fairness,
sports.
that I'm talking about men.
She won't answer the
May I
question.
address the galvanizing?
Was that an echo? Did somebody turn on the reverb filter for one of their mics?
Did
Made by Jillian.
any man?
Can I just...
Okay, great. So she has reverb. She has the reverb debate tactic on her side. Oh no, dude. Oh no, this is a different kind of girl ult, okay? This is a different kind of girl ultimate, okay? Alright, she has the fucking reverb button, okay? Jesus Christ, it's over.
Just finish this
Any
real quick.
men's
She won't
spaces.
condemn.
So that
she won't
answers-
condemn Donald Trump for anything.
You sound like a little child who's throwing a hissy fit.
I think that would
Piers,
include.
Piers,
To
she
be
won't
fair, I think
condemn
that
this.
includes.
She won't
Piers,
answer the
Piers.
question.
All right, let me bring in
She
Lucas.
won't answer the question.
Let me bring in Lucas to
Any
respond.
man.
Fair, I
Let
believe
Lucas
that
respond.
To be fair, she didn't name him by name, but I think that would include Donald Trump. But to bring up as far as the galvanizing, which is, I think what we're witnessing is gaslighting and political schizophrenia at its peak. Because when we talk about galvanizing, we have to look at the body of work that Charlie Kirk did, whether it was to once again dehumanize black people, to say that black women were low IQ and non-deserving of their positions. Right, whether it's to bastardize as far as a Black American lexicon, whether it's the perversion of woke, or whether it was the perversion of Black fatigue, something that was crucial to Black history, even to this day, whether it was the perversion of CRT, I think it's absolutely diabolical to say that this is coming from the left, when Charlie Kirk spent most of his life to do that. I think when he talks about Black death, when it's Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, all these people that he vilified, all these people that he could
Oh, okay. I thought he was referring to the medieval plague event, the Black Death.
care less about. But you want to know something?
Sorry.
There is not one mention of Daniel Schaefer. I mentioned Daniel Schaefer. White man killed, police brutality. It's not one mention of Jared Lackey on any of his posts. I mentioned Jared Lackey. White man tased to death, police brutality. There is not one mention of Kelly Thomas. There is not one mention.
Why does she look like she's perpetually like, bro, is she okay? Bro, I'm telling you, a lot of these like fucking conservatives, you think I'm high off of Vyvanse? You haven't seen shit. Okay, you haven't seen shit about what these conservators take in their free time, okay?
Of Ryan Whitaker, killed, shot in the back, white man, because he was playing video games too loud. So to say that they care about, police brutality, they care that it's not galvanizing. They are galvanizing. Charlie Kirk and other people like him are galvanizing their audience to, ironically, to promote a white victimhood complex on a certain group of white individuals who feel disassociated with society currently.
All right, Brian, hold fire.
Same thing that they argued that was happening to black people. They are now prophetizing.
All right, I just want to ask Jillian.
You made your point.
I just want to ask Jillian a
Brian,
question,
I'm going to come back to you in one moment. We're going to bring in another guest now, Jeffree Star, who's a cosmetics influencer. Thank you very much indeed for joining me, Jeffree. You've gone viral. You've gone viral this week for this TikTok live.
He encouraged everyone to speak about their beliefs, whether he believed them or not. Am I a Republican? No, I'm a person. Because I'm standing up for someone that passed away, I'm now being called names in the chat. This is what's wrong with a lot of you people. You will never get far in life. You are sick in the head. Someone just said they're unsubscribing from me. Thank God, please. Because if you believe in they and thems, you're part of the problem. If you're so stupid enough to go against science, please unfollow me.
Jeffree, what happened to you as a consequence?
Dude, this person doesn't even look like a human being anymore, dude. I don't...
So that going viral?
So about 100,000 people have unfollowed me this week for speaking about Charlie, the entire thing. I can't believe so many people in America are cheering and praising his death. It's honestly disgusting. So while I was live streaming, I found out about what happened in real time, and it was so horrifying and devastating. I followed him for a few years. Do I agree with everything he's ever said? Of course I don't. But I loved a lot of what he said, and it resonates with me. But the good news is hundreds of thousands of more people have followed me, and they're on the exact same page. So I don't care about the following. It's not about that. I just had to speak my mind.
Have you been surprised, shocked, depressed by the reaction?
So we're having Jeffree Star on a Piers Morgan panel because a couple of his followers decided to unsubscribe and unfollow him. Really?
I mean, I'm genuinely stunned. I thought I'd seen everything in the news game going back 40 years. But to see the outpouring of gleeful celebration of a young man's murder for expressing his opinions. And
also, I like how this has just become a 2v4.
A young man who would deliberately go into the opposition territory, college campuses, and get people to line up and say, come on argue with me in a respectful way. The idea that he gets murdered for doing that all the time seemed particularly perverse to me. Were you?
Exactly.
How did you feel about it?
I was honestly horrified because I'm someone that's always been outspoken. I love the truth. And for some reason, people are afraid of the truth. I've been told all week, he would have hated someone like you. No, he would have respected me because I'm my own person and I know how to have my own thoughts. So when I saw it in real time, I was completely devastated. I can't believe someone that has an opinion is now dead. It's disgusting.
But that's like every human in history, though. Every human in history has had, like, at least one opinion. Like, this is like... That's normal, though.
Yeah, Brian, I mean, when you hear that, do you find it disgusting, the reaction that Jeffree's had?
Yeah, absolutely. 150%. I think anybody who celebrates Charlie Kirk's death is absolutely disgusting. And I applaud you for, doing the right thing and being a good
Oh my God, he was spitting just a moment ago. Just like, please, why are you like this? Just like, you can't be half cooking, okay? You have to be full cooking, okay? Either you're cooking in the freezer, like you can't cook in the freezer, right? Like you can say you're cooking in the freezer, but you're not actually cooking in the freezer, right? Whatever.
Human being and saying this is horrible. Charlie Kirk didn't deserve this. I feel for his kids and his family. Doesn't mean we have to agree with everything Charlie Kirk stood for, which obviously I don't. But for the people that are attacking you on social media, I mean, I've gotten death threats as well. It's despicable, and I feel for you. We should be able to have a respectful dialogue about Charlie Kirk, and I would certainly welcome that with Jillian, and I have some questions for her if we have the time.
Well, ask her now.
Okay. No.
Well, Jillian, hi, Jillian. I agree with you. I think respectful conversation and political discourse is good. It's one thing I have in common with Charlie Kirk. Here's what I would say, ask you about. The day Paul Pelosi was bludgeoned with a hammer,
yes.
The day after that, Charlie Kirk went on his podcast. He made jokes about it. And on his show, he asked his listeners to donate to the person who tried to kill Paul Pelosi. Are you willing to admit that that's also wrong? Because Charlie Kirk did that on his show.
If Charlie did that, I 100% agree with you.
Oh, I was not expecting that. Cool. But how does she not know that? How does she not know that? To be fair, I mean, he's dead, but...
I haven't seen that. A lot of the stuff that I have seen and...
Okay, but isn't what you see also part of it? Because... Again, this is like the same excuse, right? Because people like to go, I mean, good for her, whatever. Right? Like I know the bar is that low, okay? The bar is extremely low, okay? But the thing is that your media consumption also shows what kind of person you are, right? So you don't see the bad parts, you only see the good parts. I mean, it just sounds like the party is feeding you propaganda lies, right? The one party is feeding you the lies that you need to hear in order to lionize him, but you don't really see like the bad parts of him, right? Yeah.
Experienced with Charlie, he advocates consistently against violence. So if he did that, I am in 100% agreement with you. And in fact, came prepared today to talk about this kind of violence and othering on both sides. And I could talk about I believe it was 2016 when Donald Trump talked.
So, so she just brought up Donald Trump. I mean, good, I guess. Ask her about Donald Trump.
Talked about people who believe in the Second Amendment going out and taking care of some of these politicians who didn't agree with him, because I think the othering and the demonization and the labeling is devastating our culture, and it is literally getting people killed. So if Charlie did that, then I agree with you on that. I'm unfamiliar with it. I'd have to watch it myself.
Right. So, Jillian, I appreciate you giving me that answer. But he also said that Michelle Obama and Joy Reid don't have the processing brain power to be taken seriously. He called gay people destructive. He said Taylor Swift should submit to her husband. He also said that he blamed Jewish money for ruining America. Again, let me preface this by saying,
I've watched a lot of that
stuff. The death of Gazan, those fellows.
I've watched a lot of that stuff, and that's mischaracterized. And when he was talking about DEI, it actually is, and I'm more than happy to send you numerous videos where Charlie talks about the conservative movement and how there is absolutely room for people who are gay, and goes on to admonish somebody who says that there are not. He talks about Dave Rubin. He talks about Peter Thiel. Okay.
This is the
I'm giving you the exact words out of his mouth. I happen to be a woman. I am married
Jillian, just let me respond.
You don't want
10
the
seconds.
truth. Okay.
Jillian. No, Jillian, I just want 10 seconds respectfully. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Jillian! Sorry. I just think it's funny, okay?
I'm sure that Charlie Kirk has said a lot of nice things about a lot of people. But I'm sure he said a lot of nice things about people, but that doesn't take away the bad things that he said also. I played those videos on my show yesterday. I didn't take them out of context. These are
okay.
I didn't take them out of context. Okay, so explain to me when When Charlie Kirk says that blacks were better off in the 1940s and that the Civil Rights
I
Act
actually
should not
can
have been
explain
passed.
that in detail. I can explain that in detail. There's an hour and 22-minute long podcast
Why
where
did
he
she stress it
dives
like that?
into it. And what he goes on to talk about is that the intentions of the Civil Rights Act were fantastic. The desire for equal opportunity, but that because it was so broad and so vague, it made room for things like demanding equal outcomes. He cites a case where teachers in New York have to take a basic standardized test, okay? And this started in the 1980s and the 1990s. Unfortunately, Black and Hispanic teachers didn't pass.
Oh no, guys, I just effed. Right? I just effed, yeah? Did I, was that a buffer? You guys all buffered, right? No?
At the same rate that whites and Asians did. Now, instead of looking at...
For a sec, quick faking it? No. I literally got an OBS notification. Okay, listen. Okay, all right, time to switch to Darkest Dungeon, okay? Looks like Borderlands is, like, fucking heating up my CPU again. Okay, all right, whatever.
Why is this happening? Where is the disparity? How can we fix this? What's broken with the system?
I know we're back.
Years later, New York as a state was sued because these teachers failed at disproportionate rates and had to pay $1 billion. He's turning around saying, this is crazy. This is insane. I happen to agree. That's crazy. And it doesn't fix what's actually
you don't think
broken.
the Civil Rights
He
Act
talks
should have
about
been
how
passed,
This is the point. Using outlier
absolutely
cases to
says
paint a broad...
that
Okay, everybody, radio stations across the country, honored to be with you as always, live from the Imperial Capital here in Washington, D.C. We're here at the mobilebitcoin.com studio. You can email us, freedom@charliekirk.com, and subscribe to the Charlie Kirk Show podcast.
They say you need to start Borderlands over a couple hours. Where
The
are they
Charlie
saying
Kirk
this?
Show podcast is doing quite well right now.
That's very
As
cocked.
we check the numbers, number 8 overall in Apple News. We're going to get straight to a guest here about many different things, and I love this idea of just doing things, cleaning up our city.
Arrested and the law enforced means that we have to pull back on the actual crime enforcement. And I believe you've talked to Steve Saley. Choice.
Okay, I don't know. Whatever.
Spectrum of a group of people.
He outright says that first of all, Charlie doesn't even believe in race. He goes on to talk about how it's a social construct. He goes on to praise Martin Luther King's position that we shouldn't judge men on the color of their skin, but on the quality
You mean the
of
same
their
Martin Luther
character.
King?
What a great way to activate bottom middle.
Who he vilified?
Do you know what he
What are we
vilified him
talking
over?
about? This
Can
is
I-
the
can I-
hypocrisy
let me
I'm
answer
talking
you. Let me answer you actually.
Also, is this the same
What he
Jeffree Star that said the
criticized-
N-word
let me
and called black women
answer you.
nappy-headed?
You don't want
I
the
know this
answer.
And Gorilla. I mean, again, it's not just the N-word as in like, oh yeah, my A or whatever. It sounds like there are other fucking pieces of evidence that points towards him using it unironically in a quite nasty way. Let me see. Charlie Kirk on MLK. Someone said I should do more research. Fine. Ooh. Is there a clip?
Where MLK, in my personal opinion and based on every objective analysis, he actually gave us more race focus and less emphasis on character and conduct. Because here we are 60 years later. Do we talk about race less or more in the last couple of decades? I'm not only blaming MLK for this, but his core driving philosophy was not about a colorblind society. That is a line in one of his speeches. He would actually be closer to a race.
Wait, so directly MLK
Of his speeches.
Wait, so directly she's just lying. It sounds like he doesn't even believe in that part of MLK's speech.
He would actually be closer to a race Marxist, almost akin to a DEI type philosopher if you go deep into his writings, especially later in his life. So, and I think we as conservatives and Christians must reconsider some of the mythologies and some of the icons and the symbols that we hold up, especially as we try to reorient ourselves in a broken culture.
The same Jeffree Star.
Let me answer
There
you.
you go.
About
Said that.
MLK.
Please stop lying.
You don't.
We literally
want
have it on
the
video.
That's all they've
answer.
done this whole
His
show.
top
Jeffrey.
criticism of MLK.
He
this
literally
is
just
actually
made
the most
that up.
interesting. Oh my god.
Google it.
His top.
I hear what
criticism
you're
of
saying,
MLK.
Jillian. I absolutely understand what you're saying.
You
and I
don't.
would
Let
argue that
me
it's
tell you
admissible.
his top criticism. His top criticism.
How are you
is
going to
that
tell
he's
me
the
what
first-
he said? We've seen what he said. I'm very familiar
Clearly
with
you
Charlie Kirk. I was a part of
haven't.
Turning.
Clearly
I
you
was literally a
haven't.
part of Turning Point USA.
Wait, also notice how Piers Morgan never brings up any clips, right? Like notice how like Piers Morgan never brings up any damning clips that would like make these two look bad, like it or make like yeah.
One
Clearly.
point. So I'm very familiar
okay.
with it.
So tell me
but the
what
problem
did
is the
what were his
scrutiny.
top-
The
what were his top
scrutiny
criticisms?
that the issue that I have is that the
You will
scrutiny
not
that you're
let me
levying.
say it because it's totally antithetical to your narrative.
It's not about
his top
antithetical. It's
criticism
about as
is
far as
that-
fact checking.
Then let
Did
me
you
say
fact
it.
check
Then
anything
let me
that he
say
said?
it. I listened
Did you fact
to it
check
this
anything that he
morning.
said?
I
didn't ask that. I
fact-checked
asked,
all
did
of
you
it.
fact check anything that he said?
Every
Piers,
single
can this like be
thing.
muted?
Yeah, I don't really know what we're getting to because every time she tries to explain to you, Lucas, you just talk
Apologies.
over her.
Go ahead, by all means.
Well, no,
Tell me your
Jillian,
perspective of
You
what
don't
he
seem
said.
to understand the concept of a debate. Riley.
Jillian, I'm here to listen to Jillian, and I'm trying to have a respectful conversation with her. But Jillian, do you understand
There's
why
nothing
there are a lot of people
respectful
out there that are
about
very...
this, Brian. There's nothing respectful about
What
how
did I say that
either
was
you or
disrespectful?
Lucas
What did
have
I
been
say that was
this entire
disrespectful
time.
to you? What did I
fact that,
say that
number
was
one, you wanna-
disrespectful?
Wait, why is he hyper focusing so much on Jillian?
Come from my swimming abilities is crazy. That is crazy.
I did not come.
work, okay.
The fact. Okay, you don't understand why I said that, and I'm going to try to explain it to you again. The reason why
Please.
people know who you are is not because of your swimming. I'm sure you are a great swimmer.
Brian,
it's because
I
you're
did
on
not
TV
ask for
attacking
this.
transgenders.
I did not want to be doing this. This is not where I want to be.
You don't accept money for making speeches?
Okay.
Well, but this is where you want to be because you brought up false accusations.
You don't
not
accept
where
money
I
to
asked
make
be.
speeches?
But it's people like you,
Do you know how
You don't
much
accept-
money it
idiotically
costs
that continue
to get
to
into
give
these
me a
conversations,
platform.
Brian?
It's not even the words that I'm saying; it's the words that you're saying that give people like me,
So somebody
sane,
forced you-
common sense,
All right,
normal
understood.
people.
I
a
do
platform.
find, Brian, your line of attack on Riley utterly inexplicable because she did not.
Oh, and he just runs with her lie. He just runs with her lie. Ah.
I disagree.
She did not create the situation. She lost a place
Is
in
somebody
the top,
forcing
top
her?
race because somebody thought it was
She was tied for 5th. Was she?
a good idea for a 6'3" male to compete in her race.
6'4".
I don't feel that.
Well, to be fair, okay, Piers, you sound like you have a very you know, you have some bizarre attractions. Okay, oh, wait, hold on. The most prominent is Riley Gaines' full name is Riley Jillian Gaines. She tied for 5th place with transgender swimmer Leah Thomas. Oh, that's how she got her career started. Oh, that's how she got her grifter arc start. Oh, she competed with Leah Thomas. She tied for 5th place with transgender swimmer, and the people who were not transgender like swam faster than both of them. Fuck me, dude.
That's what started this.
I don't feel that way at all.
God, you're so
I
loser.
want to ask one thing of Jeffrey before
Fuck
we
you.
finish this. Jeffrey,
Bro, you have your current fame because you're salty over losing 5th place. Are you actually fucking brain dead? Like, do you have a parasite in your brain? You can't be this salty, right? You're upset because you couldn't beat a transgender woman over 5th place. Bro, you are cucked, okay? You are the world's biggest cuck, okay?
there was an allegation
Yeah, you really wanted that fucking wooden medal.
From Lucas there that you've used the N word. Do you want to respond to that? I think it's fair that you respond.
I've never called a black person that. That's been debunked. And the second thing you said, I've never said before. So please stop lying.
Have video evidence of it.
It's just the same.
But I think the point that I want to make, just lastly, is the hypocrisy of the Republicans. Well, I think that the hypocrisy of the Republican, when it comes to individuals like Jeffrey, when we have a party that's for marriage between a man and a woman, but then they celebrate, or in some cases deride, what happened with David Rubin and his marriage. I think it's hypocritical when it comes to Riley Gaines. I think it's hypocritical when it comes to Riley Gaines. You want to see the video? I'm talking about trans as Fox News hires Caitlyn Jenner, as we have Blair White and how the right
Jenner's a
refers
friend of
to
mine. So what's your
Blair
point?
White.
Yeah, of course she's a friend of yours. You guys are all made of the same cloth. You guys are made of the same cloth. Cut from the same gene pool.
As she.
I was with Dave Rubin last week.
Is Caitlyn Jenner a man? Riley Gaines, is Caitlyn Jenner a man?
Yes, and I tell Caitlyn that he's a man. I tell Caitlyn I will call you by Caitlyn.
Bro. Okay, I can't, dude, listen, I can't have Caitlyn Jenner be the representative of all trans people. We can't have this, okay? This is not, that's not acceptable. What? She's just cucking herself out in front of this fucking bitch, Jesus. Dude, that's shameful. That's so shameful. How are you have no pride. You have literally no pride. That's it, okay? Fuck it. Bro, I'm ready to fly the trans flag, okay? I'm ready to fight and die for the trans flag now. Holy shit. Bro, one of the most popular transgender people in the world, okay? One of the most famous and well-known, okay? Cannot be cucking herself out to this fake-ass cunt, dude.
I will not use she, her pronouns.
This
and
is
guess
what
what
I'm talking
Caitlyn
about
says
as
to
far
me.
as using.
I don't need you to
You're
use
using
she, her
tokens.
pronouns when
This is what
talking
the
about
right
me.
does.
Because
Whether
I don't
it's
need
black
you
tokens,
to affirm
whether
me.
it's
I
trans
do what I
tokens,
do because I'm
this is the
affirming
issue.
myself. I don't need someone else to affirm the life
How do
that I
you,
live.
how
That's
do
what
you
Caitlyn
affirm
says to
yourself?
me.
How do you talk about as far as the trans issue, as far as men going to the women's bathroom, while befriending someone who is literally a part of that problem?
I can be
let me ask you, Riley,
cordial
are
with
kids
someone
born trans?
and still
Are kids
acknowledge
born
a
trans?
problem.
Ooh, oh. God, that's such a good point. Oh, he's looking to the side. He has notes up. Bro got Obsidian notes open. This motherfucker got Obsidian notes open. This guy's a based researcher. This guy's a DGer, I'm telling you.
That is a foreign concept to
Riley,
you
are
and
kids
Brian.
born trans?
Clearly, not me.
Riley,
not me.
are
Not
kids
Charlie
born
either,
trans?
by the way.
Are
Not Charlie
kids
either.
born trans, Riley?
Can I just say?
Are kids born trans?
Can I just have 20 seconds? Can I just have 20 seconds just to say one quick thing?
If it's as long as it's 20 seconds,
I appreciate it.
As long as it's 20 seconds.
Okay. Excuse me.
Apologies.
Excuse me. I care
Release
about
that
kids.
Seinfeld.
I care about women. Riley, I'm willing to believe that your heart is in the right place. Okay. I also can I just finish my 20-second statement?
You talk about misogyny.
Okay.
You are the most.
No, their hearts are not in the right place. Stop giving ground to them. Just don't do it. Stop glazing them like that. Like, it's just like these people are some of the most, like, they're evil. Like, they're actual, like, diabolical demons from hell. They are minions of the beast. Okay? They're fallen angels. Like why the fuck? Stop ceding ground.
Condescending.
You should transvestigate Riley. I'll transvestigate both of them, okay? Look at this motherfucker, okay? Look at this broad shoulders, wearing black to minimize the fucking, the shoulder length and the breadth. Where are the boobs, huh? Where are the boobs? Dude, look at you. Oh my god. You sure you're cis? Look at you. You look like you have an extra chromosome by how manly your voice is. Your voice is so husky and manly. It's a man. You're a man, okay? This is just a panel of 6 men.
With women.
Mansplaining individual. Just cannot.
I'm condescending, and you support the guy who bragged about grabbing women by the genitals.
God, look at that jaw. Oh my god. Is that like a fucking skateboard rink? Or like, what's going on there?
Okay.
God, that looks like one of the skateboard rinks that Tim Pool would jump off and fucking make videos of.
You know what? We began this
crazy.
debate by talking about the importance of trying to all come together and have some unity and public discourse back to how it should be, and we've ended up as a squabbling barn.
Bro, dude, fucking Tony Hawk could be on this fucking skateboard rink. Look at that. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yard. I'm going to leave it there. I thank you all for your contributions. Thank you very much.
Wow, that was cancer. Okay, great. That was pretty good content, though. Reactive Ash? We will.